Hello. I wanted to talk about um, street theater, apparently is what it's called. I'm somewhat new to this whole gang stalking thing. At least I found out not recently, but I've known for about a year or so. But it took me about 10, over a decade, to figure it out. I said that in the last video. But excuse me. I'll give you an example of you know a creepy street theater incident that happened to me. So I was walking across the street and I was at a not a stop sign. I was at a crosswalk, and I noticed there were two cars, and it looked like there was some kind of car accident, but there was a vehicle there behind him that had lights, right? Kind of like a cop car. He was dressed like a cop, except he was in a weird truck that it wasn't a cop. So that's where things got weird, just from the start. And so I was just kind of looking over there. I thought it was an accident. I wanted to make sure everyone was okay. But it wasn't an accident. And I noticed that there was an older woman, right? She was probably like 90 years old. She kind of looked run down a little bit. Not homeless, but she just kind of looked just ragged, kind of. And she stops, she walks over to a tree for some reason, and she does something like this. Like, here's the tree, and right here, and she peeks in for probably 5 seconds in a creepy way. She just kept looking and looking and looking, and then she eventually just stopped. So that was one example of something weird going on. Things like that happen. If you're going through it, you've experienced that. It just seems off. It seems acted. It seems creepy. It seems demonic, honestly. Um, just certain situations, just it feels like they don't add up. I have more, but I just can't think of them right now. And some of these are just things that I look back on after the fact, and I go, oh wait, yeah, that was weird. That was like some kind of like street theater setup. They're out there right now rehearsing whatever they're doing. Um, it's just really weird. But another one was I was it was around I got woken up really early in the morning, and it was a loud car accident. I go to the window, and there was a man unconscious underneath the car, or he was like halfway under the car. And I run downstairs, I go outside, and what made it more weird was everybody, you know, they make it so there's no proof and there's arguments to say that things like this could happen, but if you're experiencing it, you know what I mean by like it just seems off. That's the only way I can describe it. And everybody was outside already, like pretty much everyone on the block. But I ran down there so fast, like I don't see how the whole neighborhood would be down there. But anyway, the guy was on the ground, and the lady was screaming, "He's turning blue! He's turning blue!" And I was gonna run over, but I didn't want to go up and try to do CPR because I didn't want to risk breaking his neck or something. If it's already broken, you're not supposed to move him really. So, but the ambulance did come pretty quickly, or a first responder. But it was weird because this was a suburban area, and a person wouldn't. You would have to get really hard to die in that, you know, in that little suburban area. So I think, there's arguments that I personally, since I'm the one experiencing it, I know it wasn't like, it was definitely street theater. But people are going to argue and say, and that's true, things like that do happen, but it's just the way they carry out the act. It's the way it just seems demonic or it seems eerie. And, I have my own arguments. I just don't understand certain things about the situation. Things don't add up, right? Right? They don't add up. But um, I'm trying to think of a. See, this is why they just keep winning, because there's no evidence behind it. But that one was when I started to look back, and that's when I started putting the puzzle together that something was wrong with this the whole gang stalking thing, and that's how I eventually found out later. Looking back at certain events and certain situations and certain things, like I've experienced doppelganger activity where the person will dress, act, walk even the same as me, and not just me too, other people, either in my life or people that I've known, or yeah, I've seen like like they dress the same way as this person did, and it's you guys, it's really freaking me out. But I decided, since I said this in my last video, I'm not going to give them any attention. That's what I decided to do. I decided to ignore it and then turn to Christianity. Um, and that definitely helped a lot. But I just wanted to talk about that and give you examples of, you know, of these situations. But I'll go more in depth um, about it later. But thank you for watching the video.